What's going on, peeps? My name is Simon. You're watching Soundwave TV, transforming your video experience. Jumpstart January is continuing on. This is Newsweek, and the story I wanted to talk about today is the standoff in Oregon. It's still continuing. It's been going on since the 2nd of January. And now we're heading towards the end of the month, and they're still there. And the governor of Oregon wants to get those dudes out of there sooner rather than later. Kate Brown, she's the governor of Oregon, and she says that the feds aren't doing their part in assisting and removing the protesters, the armed protesters, out of the wildlife refuge. Now, at this point, I mean, after 3 weeks, it seems like those guys are in there for the long haul. And I don't know where they're getting their, I don't know where they're getting their supplies from, because as you know, I don't know who's bringing them like food and water and shelter and all that. I guess, you know, the camp, and I guess it can set up, but we'll see how that goes. But this whole thing is costing the state of Oregon $100,000 a week. You know, you're keeping in extra law enforcement, you're talking about travel reimbursement, you're talking about food for the extra officers. So crazy amounts of overtime, I assume. So it's getting really costly really quickly. Now these guys are being led by Bundy, who is the son of Clive Bundy, and he had a standoff year before last in Nevada. He had a beef with the government. I forget the specifics of that particular case. But anyway, these guys seem to have a history of going against, taking anti-government positions. Now, this whole thing got started because you had two ranchers that were convicted of arson, and the guys behind them believed that the government was overreaching and they weren't guilty of that crime. And here's the thing, and the perception of this group, you know, some people are calling them patriots, some people are calling them armed protesters, some of them are calling them a militia group, some of them are just calling them terrorists. They've been given the affectionate name of Y'all Qaeda. Because I got all these country dudes, these cowboys out here with guns, and they're against the government. So, are they terrorists? You know, the whole thing, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. You know, going against, you know, they're going what they perceive is tyranny. You know, going all the way back to the beginning of our country, you know, with the colonists. You know, they didn't feel that they were being treated properly. They didn't feel they were getting enough representation, so they took up arms and, you know, started with the Boston Tea Party and on from there. But a lot of people want to compare it to Ferguson. A lot of people want to compare it to Baltimore. And, you know, people are kind of feeling these guys are being treated with kid gloves. And, you know, people got, you know, the authorities came in really quick against the Baltimore protesters and the Ferguson protesters. But these protesters are being, you know, people are perceiving them to be treated a little less harshly, much less harshly. Here's the thing. Ferguson, Baltimore, and now Harney County, Oregon are 3 different locations with 3 different cultures. You know, one's out in the cut, 2 are in the city, and you got 3 different law enforcement agencies that are going to make 3 different decisions. So it's kind of hard to compare Ferguson, Baltimore, and Oregon. You know, that's the whole thing. You know, one man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter. Do you think that the guys that are occupying the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge, are they doing the right thing or are they doing the wrong thing? Do you think the government response has been proper? Do you think the state and local and government, federal response has been adequate? Do you think it's been too little, too much? Leave in the comments down below. And if you have a Jumpstart January video, or if you have a video channel of yourself, leave a link. I would love to watch your videos and support you as well. Don't forget to thumbs up this video and subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. Until next time, this is Soundwave signing off. Peace.